like that. So I bring a different perspective to you. First of all, I can be for or against the proposal. The success of this depends at the beginning, but also in the contractual relationship. All the things that we've heard so far today are easily solved within the contract boundaries. But if you haven't lived in the waste side of the equation for multiple years, you may not know the right questions to ask. Therefore, my suggestion would be to seek out individuals or attorneys or whatever to get the right questions. One example would be write into the contract a continuous improvement objective. That can either be a cash side equation or a performance side of the equation. Each of those is a win-win for both sides. To make this work, the trash companies have to be successful, need a voice. And I'm open to offering my experience if you need it, as long as I'm in town, not in Florida. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Thank you.
My name is Elaine Heath. I live at 612 Sibley Lane, Marshall. I'm a former Consumers Energy employee. I came to Marshall. I have no choice for electricity. I have to take your electricity at a higher rate. I have no choice. Most people in the state of Michigan have a choice. Now you're trying to ram down what I have to pay for garbage. You're trying to sell us down the tube, and I thought I still lived in America. I know I'm elderly. I know I don't have room for 3 cans. I don't have room for 2 cans. I have room for 1. And I don't like people trying to tell me what decisions I have to make. I agree with the other person. I have to make decisions on my electric. Something goes wrong in my house, my sewer, plumbing, and now you want to tell me who I can have to pick up my garbage. I think you're selling us down the tube again.
Thank you for your comments. Anyone else from row 4?
Sure, go for it. Sure. Be creative.
I always love to talk to you, Jack.
20 years. I'm Jack Vandy Bogert, 615 North Drive, West, which is on the corner of Kalamazoo, and I've sat in those chairs for 6 years, so I know where you're coming from. I have a lot of problem, really, with the whole billing here. In fact, there was questions asked, and I think the community deserves to get an answer when they ask a question. But I want to know, that administration is for the city? That $1.32 would be the city per month?
Yes.
Okay. And that would be what, for billing everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
And taking phone calls and.
Oh, gee, I bet we'd call a lot, too, because there's a lot of trouble, Tom. Okay, but the yard waste, that would be a 1 dumper thing?
Yes.
Once a month?
Once a week.
Once a week. Oh, golly, how many weeks would it take to pick up the leaves off my yard this year?
If I could.
Is that going to continue or not?
Leaf pickup is still going to continue. There's no discussion about ending the leaf pickup that we're currently. So.
But you're going to stop probably the little dump out here?
No.
No?
No.
So we're still going to have that, as well, one more layer of things. Okay, that's true. Okay. And we're going to have a recycle, so I don't need to drive out to recycle. That's going to put them out of business. Is that right? You got a recycle bin. That would be for my plastic buckets and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. I talked to the county administrator. Majority of the business out there, I go out there with my recycles.
I do too.
And she said that would reduce what they would currently have because of so many city residents. They would look at then trying to do more hazardous waste, but they would not close them, is what the county administrator mentioned.
Well, at this point, I take things out there and I sort it all out. Because you know, you can't take this one, you can't take a green one, you can't take a blue one, you gotta have whatever else plastic. So that all goes out here to the dump anyway. So a good share of what I used to recycle is not recyclable anymore. So it kind of is a whole crazy situation there. By the way, the scooters, I'm $17 a month. And whatever you put out there is gone. My can, yes. If I had 40 other things, they take it. I think their slogan is something out that what is it? You can't think about doing it, put it out anyway. We'll figure it out. And they take our stuff. It's not a problem. You got every week yard waste, recycle coming through once a month or whenever it is, trash. You still got the same number of trucks going down the road. I grant you, we've got a major road problem, and we're putting a lot of road. We get all down through this, and for your $1.32, you're going to have to hire somebody to go out there on the road and watch these guys driving back and forth. Tom, the reason I say that is very simple. You watch it now. Every once in a while, there'll be a truck that is not running quite right, and it's running oil. I watched one day. I bet you that thing dumped 20 gallons of oil out of the back of that truck. They had a problem with one of the jams inside the thing. Did anybody worry about that? Other than snow. It washed down to the river. It's where that washed to. We see that constantly. How many more cartons of junk? How many more mattresses and so forth are going to get put out there? And will they get picked up in a week?
Yeah.
Because it's not being picked up now.
The proposal, again, the council's got to look at proposals, but the proposal in the bid was that it'd be one large item per week that you would call and for pickup. So I use the example, if you got 52 couches in your house you want to get rid of, you can call and get picked up once a week is what the proposal is. But that's an example.
But the problem with that is, go to Coldwater, go to Albion, go to other cities that have done this, and you find that the stuff does not get picked up. It is an ordinance now, I think, correct me, is not it an ordinance now if you are going to put stuff out that you're responsible to have that removed?
Yes.
It's not being done now, and sometimes along the street here, there'll be things, of large items set up, and they will be there for a month. And somebody from the city has got to go down there and put the damn thumb on them and make it do it. It's not being addressed from an administration standpoint, and in my view, my past experience, there's way too much administration and not enough darn feet on the ground doing the work out there, Tom. And as you know, I've complained about that before, but a joke.
Thank you, Jack. Sir.
I can't see. Now you have to listen to me. Name's Wayne Mason. I live in 124 Lincoln Street in Marshall. My objection has been brought up here before, and that is simply, why is the city even involved in this? The city is a government entity. This is a free country. We set allegiance to the flag. One of those tenets of this country is we live in a free market society. We have a free choice to choose who we do business with. I've had experience with one of these companies. They charged me almost $90 a quarter to pick up the trash. The truck didn't put it in the trash. They drove over it and dragged it down the street, and I had to pick it up. So I found a new company. I went to Marshall Disposal. And fortunately, they've retired, and I'm happy for them. They did a fine job for 15 years for me. Now I'm gone to scooters. They're only $17 a month. I have one can, which I put one bag in, and it's generally not full. I can pick it up in one hand. I'm an old person. I don't generate a lot of trash. Why is the city even involved in it? Maybe it's because they want to charge a telephone fee. The city's in it to make money. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in a free market economy where I can choose to make the choices that I want to make. My generation, my parents' generation, fought governments who wanted to tell people what they can do and had to charge them to do it. I'm opposed to socialism.
right, anyone else from row 4? We'll move on to row 5.
Edward Masters, 116 South or West Spruce Street. I go by Mike, so many people here know me as Mike, but now more know me as Edward. So I'm coming before this tonight as a two-part thing. Number one, I moved here 25 years ago, and I've had small business in this town for 25 years, and I'm proud of it. I'm also coming from a resident side of it, and I don't like to be told what to do. But I go back to I guess I'm more upset about the small business. We sit here, and you all say you support small business. Buy local, do this local, do that local. Well, Scooters bought a local business, and what are you doing to them? You're taking it away from them. They haven't even had enough time to make any money. I don't know what they paid for it. I was told that Brenda and Paul, which I've had for years, didn't get top dollar for it. Well, guess what? Whatever they got, if you make this decision, they got robbed. You robbed Scooters of a business. They bought the routes. They bought their trucks. It wasn't some grand thing that they had. They were small. I don't understand why we're even questioning why you would want a large thing out there. Then we go back to Scooters doesn't do recycle. I've heard that. Well, guess what? Once that damn cardboard and all that crap that you take out to that recycle center is contaminated, it goes directly to the landfill. And guess what? A lot of them just take it to the landfill anyway. They don't know if it's contaminated or not. That's been proven over and over and over again by these big companies. So that doesn't fall through. Number two, I have a 5-yard dumpster because I produce a lot of garbage. I do estate sales. We take stuff home, put them in our dumpster. Well, guess what? I don't want to pay $21 or whatever your thought bill going to be, plus the administration fee, to dump nothing in my can because I have a dumpster. And I do have other people that use it too. So we do not need the city telling us where, when, and how to put our garbage away. And another thing is, we can put those sofas out every week. And we go, yeah, well, won't that look nice? Have you driven to Albion in Battle Creek? They put it out the week, whenever they feel like it. And it sits there. And then someone put 2 of them out there. So it sits there for 2 and 3 weeks. I've seen that sit here in Marshall 2 and 3 weeks, 2 or 3 couches on a thing. And you think you're going to change that by paying $30 a pickup for a large item? No, that's not going to happen. I don't know where you're coming from. The other thing I was told is this is going to be mandated from the state. Well, I don't know where you found the mandate from the state because they are looking into it, but they're not mandating any of it. This would be your choice, and that's not right. It should be our choice. If this is what we want, we should vote on it. I think you should step back and back away from all of it, is my opinion, and let us choose what we want when we want it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from row 5?
My name is Heather Johnson. I'm at 1047 Rose Street. And my initial question was, why is it necessary? So thank you for addressing that. I'd also like to mention, has there been a study done? Has anybody gone over to Albion or the other Battle Creek or the other locations to see how it is working or isn't working? I actually work in Albion, and I think when I drive through to my office, it's in a residential area, and there's more trash now since that has been in place. So again, I would just like to see if there's some type of a study done and what type of contract they have. And then also the online survey that was posted on the City of Marshall. Are residents going to be, is that going to be something that we're going to be privy to? Or what is behind that, who's taking that survey? I think there's some people that probably don't even live in the city that are able to take that, so I would like to know a little bit more about that survey. And then I would just like to express my opposition on the ordinance. I don't feel that it's anyone's right, including city council members that I've voted for, to choose what type of services I have or don't have. I'm also disappointed in the way that it was communicated, and thank you, Scooters, for sending out that, because I don't always have time to read. And I also don't, I mean, I literally could have stayed at work tonight instead of coming to this, so I have a little bit of a problem with trying to find time to go through and voice my opinion. I have posted stuff online, but again, that takes time out of my day when there's other things that I could be doing. And I don't really see the so-called benefits for the residents. And I'm just concerned, you know, we all want people to come to Marshall to live, but I'm seriously considering if this passes and you know, I certainly can put my house up for sale very easily and leave. So I don't want to have to do that. I love this town. I grew up here, and you know, but that's just something that I feel like it's something that's forced on us. That's you know, that's how it's going to be sought out, and I don't want to have to do that. So, you know, the recommended under listed alternative would be to leave the current ordinance in place.
Anyone else in row 5? We'll move to row 6.
I don't blame you at all.
My name's Dave Kroll. I live at 105 Chauncey Court in Marshall. And I'm part of the Brewer Woods Association, Condo Association. Our association has 79 units. And of those 79, 40 are considered, are on cul-de-sacs, which are considered private roads of the city. So therefore, we have no snow plowing, no leaf pickup, or any of the fall cleanup. The question is if the ordinance for woods as well.
My name is Denise Stovall. I live at 601 Forest Street, and I think we all know everybody's pretty much displeased. But my point is just the matter of a monopoly. We have one grocery store in this town, and if there's a problem, if it can be fixed, they look at you with blank stares. What if there was only one hairdresser in town, and there's no reason to have one garbage disposal in town? Thank you.
Thank you. All right, anyone else in row 6?
Hi there. My name is Stephanie Davis, and I live at 542 Hill Road. And I don't really have anything revolutionary to share at this point. I share many of the same concerns that other people have brought forth. I think one of the things that bothers me most is the process that you've used to bring this forth. You know, if there is a problem in our community with the roads, then we as community members should be able to come together and have conversations about that and give our input and ideas. And I think that would have avoided a lot of the angst if we would have had the chance to come in advance and talk about it. In looking at the information here, it says, the adopted council goals and visions stated that issues surrounding trash, recycling, et cetera, should be explored, and then it says it's necessary to adopt a new ordinance. So we went pretty fast from things need to be explored to let's have an ordinance. And it seems like there was not an opportunity for people to give their opinion and talk about it, and as a community, have a conversation. So for me, that's probably the most disheartening thing of this whole issue. And then like everybody else, I really feel too like we should have a choice as to our garbage. And then contractually, to just have a longstanding contract with one agency is just problematic. And I know we're not talking about that tonight, but there are just lots of issues involved in that I think would be problematic for the community. So I would just say, like